Hello everyone! Welcome to Reacting Reddit, where real humans react and respond to stuff on Reddit. Today we're going to be talking about publishing and writing a book. I found this cool thread by Glenn Heartless and a bunch of other commenters that has a lot of information that's quite useful if you're interested in writing and publishing a book. I know a lot of people have publishing a book on their bucket list, and I personally used to love to write. But once I started to make YouTube videos, then that kind of took over my expression and I stopped writing as much. Funny how that works. That's actually quite common. A lot of people who write, or a lot of YouTubers actually started out writing and then found out they could express themselves through video. Crazy, huh? So let's get into it. All right, this first reply is holy crap long. I'm gonna summarize it. It's a bunch of information by High Shelf of Steam. Starts off confidently saying, I definitely don't know everything, but from someone who has worked in publishing for a small press for a short time and as a freelance editor for several years, here are all the steps from my experience. Number 1, write a book. Number 2, recognize book is shit, rewrite and edit repeatedly. This is really, really important. Number 4, think book is awesome. Get people who are smart, read a lot, and will tell you the truth to read it and give their opinion. Number 5, do more rewriting and editing until it's as close to perfect as you can get it. Next, spend forever writing a query letter. Next, research agents and find ones who represent works similar to yours. Next, based on your goals, research niche publishing houses. Start querying agents and publishers. Wait. Intern goes through a slush pile, reading piles and piles of crap and rejecting most of it. That 2% is good, they pass to their boss. Acquiring an editor takes a little closer look. If they agree with the intern's assessment, they send it out to be reviewed by 2 or 3 more people. A lot of waiting, guys. Next, reviewers read the manuscript in its entirety. After that, the editorial team then makes the decision on whether to accept the book or not. After that decision, the book is accepted. It's time to see the terms of your contract. After that, it takes about a year to hit shelves. An editor is assigned to the author and the book to guide you through the rest of your publishing process, and you'll keep working with them throughout. Once the editor thinks everything is great structurally and content-wise, they'll send it to the copy editors. And sometimes they'll do more than one. There's a lot of editing, wow. The editor then gets the changes back from both the copy editors, reviews their edits, and applies or rejects the changes as they see. Okay, so there's an editor, copy editor, writer, publisher. Whew, lots of keywords here. All right, let's see the next comment, 'cause this is so much I have had to water it down for you guys, because this person wrote a freaking book. A reply to that by Edgar Beans Burroughs. As someone who's been published by small presses, I entirely concur and commend with the above post. I wish I had seen it a few years ago. Actually, it totally corroborates all that I have learned the hard way. Ooh, tamiveldura says, everything above is quite excellent, but I only have one sticking point in response to that long post that summarized everything, apparently. Read the crap out of your contract and always negotiate it. Never accept a standard contract. It is always written in the publisher's favor, and you have a lot more flexibility with your work now than needing to go to a publisher. Get yourself educated on contract terms, what they mean, how they interact, and what trumps what else. Negotiate your contract. Ask questions about it until you understand it backwards. Don't give any rights you're not confident the publisher will chase. Smaller presses may be more flexible in this regard, but in my opinion, it's not worth signing your rights away forever if a publisher is demanding it. I'd rather not accept the contract. I'm a hybrid author. I've published with small presses, and I've self-published my work. They both have pros and cons, but knowing I can get my work out there without a publisher makes me a lot more confident in my negotiating stance. I don't have to give them anything that I think I can do better on my own. You know, you're going to make a lot of mistakes in this area. Lord knows I have. But some mistakes are easier to swallow than others. No one can tell you what the right way to negotiate your contract is. I, for instance, refuse to give foreign rights, print rights, or audio rights if I can avoid it. I know how to chase those contracts myself, and I can probably get a better deal. But maybe you don't want to deal with audio rights yourself, tracking down a narrator, paying for work up front, formatting and launching the version. So finding a publisher that makes that regular, that's what you do. All right. Wow, there's a lot of information about the publishing part. But what about reading? I'm going to give you guys some tips about actually writing your book. I just said reading there, but I meant writing it, because these people are kind of acting like, oh, you get a book and then it's, getting to the point where you've written a book. Most people don't do that part. So let's talk about actually writing a book, because it's not something that happens overnight. Writing a book is really something that works well for you to write a little bit each day. There's a bunch of great YouTube channels and great authors that you can follow. One of the authors I really like to follow, because he talks a lot about writing, is Brian Sanderson. He wrote the what's that series called? Elementium Metalumery? One second. Brian Sanderson. Actor. No, not actor. Writer. Brandon Sanderson. Oh, I was close. It's not Brian Sanderson. This guy. Seriously, go to his YouTube channel and watch his videos. He has a ton of long, informative lectures all about everything about books. Like everything about books. He talks about plots, about writing, about advice writing, about fantasy world, about advice writing for fantasy books, it's great. You should really check out his YouTube channel if you want to learn more about writing and writing theory, and not just writing and how to write well, but how to write and get in the habit of writing. One of the things that Brandon Sanderson talks about is how it's kind of better to write engaged for 15 minutes to 30 minutes a day than it is to just force yourself to write when you're not really in the mode and feeling it. And then this way, if you don't get into it, you can stop. But chances are, if you enjoy writing, after 15 minutes or so, you're going to get into it and actually enjoy it. And enjoying your writing is when you're going to make the best writing. And you can save yourself a lot of editing in the future by paying more attention and being more present when you do write. If you burn yourself out and rush to write really fast, then you're just going to have to spend loads and loads and loads of time, or other people's time, editing your content. So you want to figure out how can you write when you're kind of at your best for writing, so that the quality is higher just naturally. Because that way, you're not going to have as much time as necessary for editing. Granted, keep in mind, not as much time still means rewriting basically everything. But it means rewriting everything once instead of 3 separate times, okay? Going to be really useful if you can get in the habit of writing every single day. Even if it's just for 5 minutes, that's going to help you a lot. And if you want to learn more about writing, the writing part of this, please check out Brandon Sanderson's YouTube channel. Really, really, really great content on that channel. And loads of it. You probably couldn't watch all of his videos because they're so long and there's hundreds of them. He's literally got thousands of hours of lectures. So check him out. JoNightshade is responding to the long initial post by saying, I can add to number 9 about what happens with an agent. A, you query agents. B, you get a lot of rejections. A lot. Note here, a lot of agencies are moving towards a no response means no policy. So now you have to keep track of how long it's been since you sent them a query. I highly recommend QueryTracker. C, if an agent is interested in your manuscript, they may ask for a partial or a full manuscript. A partial may be the first 50 pages or 3 chapters or whatever. D, wait some more while agent gets around to reading your manuscript. I would check back around once every month or so. E, agent calls you and offers to represent your manuscript. Do not say yes! You may, in fact, be desperate. But having no agent at all is better than having a bad or an indifferent agent. Take your time to ask questions about what the agent's process is like. Some are more editorial than others, which means some may want to send out your manuscript as is, and others may want to spend some time with you doing revisions. This is much a matter of personal style as the state of your manuscript. Also, just spend some time talking about your book, making sure that their vision of the narrative lines up with yours. You should also probably talk a bit about the long-term picture in terms of your career. Is this relationship over if your first book doesn't sell? Or are they interested in you beyond that? F. If agent so desires, you will discuss some revisions and you will do them. G. Agent pitches your manuscript to editors. This is where having a good agent is important. A good agent selects editors carefully and pitches manuscript ideas that he or she believes are right for that editor. An agent with a good reputation, rather than one that just blasts everyone with your MS, will get your manuscript read faster. H. Wait while editors read your manuscript or reject it. Sometimes you will go several rounds on submissions. For example, an agent may first send to his top 5 editor picks. If there's no offer, he will do another round. I. Editor makes an offer on your manuscript. Yay! Skip to number 13, which your agent should do with you. Wow, there's so many steps into getting a book published. Weissblut says, can we make this sticky? There are so many people asking those questions on the sub that this post might actually save them. Yeah, well, hopefully one of those people is listening to this video. All right, everybody, that's it for now. I hope you enjoyed that. If you want to learn about anything else, please comment below. Tell me the subject. I'll make a video all for you. If you want to make this kind of content, please reach out to us. We're looking for other content creators who want to record their screen while they react, respond, and read stuff online. All right, everybody, thanks for watching. See you next time. Ciao!